Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining our webinar today. I'm Lucas Chong, Business Development Manager for Southeast Asia for Select Property Group, a UK developer. And today we'll look at how you can profit from UK's finest property, which includes a virtual tour of our completed apartments for those who are familiar in Crown Street, Manchester, which is in Zone 1, Manchester. Without further ado, looking at today's agenda, we'll first touch on the Manchester property market trend and the property market for those who are more familiar. And for those who are in the initial researchers to explore investing in the UK market, this would be a good information to start with. And also we'll take a deeper look into the Great Jackson Framework, which is the priority regeneration area within Zone 1 Manchester, where our developments are located at. We'll look at a blueprint of this 10 years master plan by the Manchester Council. And of course, we'll take a virtual tour of the actual completed units of our previous developments in the same area to take a look at the specification updates on the rental as well. And of course, for our latest launch available, which is 360, we'll take a look into the costing, which I think is very important when it comes to investment, motor costing, what are the running costs that's being involved, projected yield based on realistic market rate currently, and of course on payment schedule if you were to invest in a property, as well as stamp duty involved in this purchase. And I think a lot of my clients are also very interested to find out more about mortgages for UK properties. So we'll also take a look at the guidelines for UK mortgages for foreign buyers. And we'll take a sample income to look at sort of the eligibility for loan to value for your reference. To start with, I would like to introduce Select Property Group. For those who are not familiar, I do reckon today we do have a number of attendees which are existing clients of our company. And of course, we do have a prospect who has known our company for a while and newcomers as well. So Select Property Group, we are a UK-based property developer. We are one of the leading developers in the market, and we specialize in building different kind of asset classes in their best emerging markets. So ranging from student property to buy-to-let residential and to service apartment hotels as well. We develop market-leading properties under their brand names. And of course, what we do differently as compared to a traditional developer is that apart from developing the property and also selling the property, we also help to manage the property in terms of renting out, rent collection, and in the future, when you wish to resell your property, we have an internal brokerage that can help you to resell your properties as well. So we have been doing that for our international clients and both local UK clients for the past 18 years. With our company, we are based in Manchester, UK, so headquartered in Manchester, UK itself, with global offices across the globe in Dubai, Hong Kong, Shanghai, and a newly set up satellite office in Malaysia, as we want to be close to our global clients worldwide. And to have a look at the background of our company and our track record, we have over 400 global employees and over 13,000 properties delivered or in the pipeline. And in terms of rental that we have generated for our clients, we have over 1.8 million pounds of rental generated income delivered to date. And under our portfolio, it is worthy of over 2.1 billion pounds of assets under our portfolio. A very strong track record in the market. Without further ado, going into the UK House Price Index. So this is based on an independent report, Zoopla, published recently in May 2022. Looking at the growth, the changes in growth by region in years. So basically from 21 to 22, And this is the ranking. As we can see, the northern cities are topping the chart, with Manchester at one of the highest rate at 9.5% growth in the market. So of course, when looking into investing in the UK or purchasing in the UK, depending on your purpose, whether it's for investment purely, for your children's usage, or even for potential self-use in the future. But if the element for investment is higher, I believe most of the buyers, when buying into a property, the growth and the rental yield would be the main deciding factors. Which is why for the UK market, the northern cities has benefited greatly and are one of the highest growing region consistently for the past 4 to 5 years' time. Manchester Northwest region topping the chart consistently as well. So looking based on the national statistic as well. So this is based on the ONS government website, house prices by region. We can see London, I think very similar to countries like Hong Kong and Singapore, where prices has gone up quite high, although rental can be quite high, but the yield are relatively lower in that sense because pricing has reached their ceiling, which is why for growing regions like Manchester, Birmingham, this would be a good entry point to tap onto the growth because there's still a lot of growth for capital gain. And looking at the chart once again, we can see Northwest region and Northeast region are one of the highest growth, which is where Manchester is located at. And you may ask, why are the northern regions growing significantly higher compared to other cities or other regions in the UK? This really drives down to the master plan of Northern Powerhouse. If you have heard of this huge master plan, this was announced in 2015 by the UK Prime Minister. Backed up by the Chinese government as well, Xi Jinping. And the main objective of this Northern Powerhouse is to divert the economy of UK from London to northern cities. And Manchester has been firmly identified as one of the core cities for this master plan. So that's why, apart from properties, a lot of fundings, if we look at the UK budget, and support and regeneration are being put into different sectors, from transport to businesses to healthcare to tourism as well, to boost the economy for the northern cities. And we have seen that happening in the past 5 years in the market. Which is why this drive the rental demand and also the prices of properties up as well. And I would say two of the major projects worth to mention from this Northern Powerhouse Master Plan would be the high-speed train. So the high-speed train is a train line starting from London, going up north, so passing by Birmingham, Leeds, and Manchester, ending in Manchester, in fact, Piccadilly Station. So this will reduce the travel time generally by half. Currently, if we take a train from London to Manchester, it takes about, I would say, 2 hours. When this is completed, it will reduce the time by half, improving the connectivity between both cities. As we see on the current situation now, because a lot of companies have also been incentivized to either move their headquarter office or have an operational office opening in Manchester, a lot of employees are also moving to the city. So this definitely boosts the economy and creates connectivity between both cities. And another major project would be the Manchester Airport expansion. Now, this is a £1 billion expansion by itself, completing very soon in 2023. So the goal is to make it into a super terminal, airport shopping centers, as we can see, and this will increase the annual passengers to Manchester by 10 million. So this also enhances the connectivity from global countries. As we can see, there's more direct flights now flying into Manchester directly. So definitely one of the main measures by the government to boost the economy for Manchester. And something closer, I would say, that impacts the property market more directly would be, of course, the rental demand. And rental demand does come from rental needs. And a lot of businesses, FTSE 100 listed companies, are incentivized following the Northern Powerhouse Master Plan to either have an office in northern cities or move the headquarters to northern cities. So these are some of the major brands that have already moved or are moving to Manchester. BBC ITV is some of the earlier movers to Manchester, and we've got Amazon, Siemens, Adidas, Kellogg's as well, Big Fours, Ernst & Young. Booking.com headquarters is also one of the major move where they're headquartered with investment of 100 million by itself, will be located in central Manchester. So as you can appreciate, when this company moved there, which some of them have already did, the rental demand increased. So currently in the Manchester market, there is an imbalance of supply and demand, where demand is much higher and supply is trying to keep up with the demand, which is what drives to the Great Jackson framework that we'll touch on later, basically to fill in the supply for the rental demand in the market. And overall, if we look at Manchester, it is one of Europe's fastest growing economies, one of the most popular locations for investment, for the highest growth in the UK. Population growth in Manchester is growing at 3 times higher, 3 times faster as well compared to UK national average. As you can imagine, with Manchester University as well, it is one of the world-class university, which many of us are familiar with. So it has one of the highest graduate retention rate as well at 58%. So many postgraduate actually stays on in Manchester after they graduate to look for jobs there. As you can imagine, job opportunities are growing there as well. And in terms of visitors, we've got 61 million annual visitors, contributing to 7.5 billion pounds to the local economy. And job-wise, 55,000 new jobs are expected to be created in the city centre alone. We are speaking of Zone 1 city centre alone by 2025. And that's over 50% growth in the new businesses between 2014 and 2018. And, with many of my investors who have got a huge portfolio across the world, these are some of the very important factors to take into consideration when choosing the best city or the best location within a city to invest your funds in. And bringing to that, we'll introduce our latest launch available. This is a very exciting launch. It is one of the very few skyscraper residential buildings in central Manchester, and also the first cylindrical shape building in the market. So it will be a very iconic building in the market, as you can imagine. For Manchester, actually, most of the towers are pretty low rise, between 17 to 20 stories tall, and only in certain areas we can build taller buildings. 360, the name of this development, is located in the skyscraper district, the Deansgate area, for those who are familiar. And this is now one of the top locations, the most popular location for rental at the moment. And within this plot, the skyscraper district, which is also part of the Great Jackson Framework Master Plan, which I'll touch on later in more detail. But within this plot, we have had 3 previous developments out of 2, which is already completed. So these 4 towers make up the portfolio, the collection there, and they are located next to each other. So we had our Victoria residence, which was completed in November 2020. These are the first to be completed, fully sold out, fully tenanted as well. We've just got our tenants there renewing their rental, and we've seen a good growth in the rental rate as well from the rental renewal. So that is also a good indication as to how the market is performing now, especially in the same location with the same specification as well. And just to mention, all these 4 towers will have the same standard of specifications, quality. So later on, I'll show everyone on how they look like. It will be a good resemblance to how 360 will look like as well, consisting of this collection. And after that, we've got Elizabeth Tower. It's the second tower that is completed, newly completed, in fact, in Q1 2022. This is a 52-story apartments, and these are sold out as well. High percentage of rental at the moment, given it's only completing in Q1 this year. And of course, we've got the Blade. So the Blade is 90% sold at the moment. We've got some one bedrooms and penthouses available in this building for those who are interested in. The Blade completes in next year, Q3 next year, 2023. Whereas the latest launch, 360, completes a year later, which is in Q4 2024. And all these four towers, Victoria Residence, Elizabeth Tower, the Blade 360, they are partnerships between two leading developers in Manchester, Select Property Group and Reneka. So Reneka, in this case, are in charge of building the property. And just to mention as well, all these four towers are the fastest selling developments in the market. So they're all sold out within, I would say, within a year of launch or close to a year of launch, as it is located in the priority regeneration area of the market, with schools and retail coming up next to it. So we'll touch on that in more detail, but with this investment opportunity, it is a 311 million worth of property sold across the three developments in the recent 2.5 years. All available one-bed apartments in Victoria Residence are tenanted within the first 3 weeks of completion. And bearing in mind, this is in end of 2020, which is in the midst of pandemic. So very impressive demand and result there. And looking at the rental update as well, the rent for one-bed apartments have increased by 2.4% on the rental renewal. And for 3 beds, it has increased by 3.3%, since March 2020. As you can see, we can see increasing demand, increasing growth in the rental rate as well, and even for capital gain in this location. And, with property, to me, what is important is always about location. As you know, location, and location. So we'll run through the area of Manchester and the sentiments of this location. Currently on the screen, we are looking at the Zone 1 of Central Manchester. So this is essentially the Central Manchester, which is determined by the ring road. As you can see, the gray circle around it. So that's a ring road. So anything within will be Central Manchester. Now in Central Manchester, if you walk from one point to another, it takes about 40 minutes. So it's not a large area. So that's why the land in Central Manchester Zone 1 are very scarce, and they are only awarded to larger developers, tier 1 developers in the market. So it is relatively harder to get a planning permission in Zone 1 Manchester. We do see some new supplies in borderline Zone 2 areas, but Zone 2 is another market. It is a very big area, easier to get planning permission for tier 2 entry developers. So very different market for those who are comparing options. Do look out for this. And if you're keen to know more about the differences in location and their sentiments, do reach out at the end of the webinar to discuss with me further. But back to this Central Manchester, as we can see, the train line goes beyond one route. I'm not sure if you can see my arrow here, but it goes from Victoria Residence on your 12 o'clock to Salford Central to Deansgate area. So Deansgate is where 360, the Blade, Victoria Residence, Elizabeth Tower is located at, and going to Oxford Road and then to Piccadilly train station. The main central now has moved to Piccadilly, which is the intercity train station. And this is where high-speed train from London will be stopping at for Piccadilly train station. And if you look at the main shopping district, similar to Orchard in Singapore, if we can see Harvey Nichols, Selfridges near to the Victoria train station here at your 12 o'clock. So this is the main shopping district, also the main city center. We had our previous developments here for our debt clients here, Affinity Living, Embankment West, Riverside Riverview, which is completed last year as well. These are located in the main city center. Depending on your timing to enter the market, this is now a maturing market. There's no more land for new builds here. So per square feet price are relatively higher, which is why the Manchester Council, they are building a city center too, which is where 360 is located at. I'll go deeper into that later. But on location wise, beside the shopping center, if we walk down, you can see Spinningsfield here. So Spinningsfield is essentially the main central business district. So this is where all the banks, the businesses, the offices are located at. So this is also our targeted tenant market, only within 7 to 10 minutes walking distance to the location of 360. And after Spinningsfield, if you can see Castlefield here, sort of on your 9 o'clock. So Castlefield is a premium leisure area where you can see brunch cafes, nice bars around here. So as you can imagine, from Castlefield, linking to Spinningsfield and then to Shopping District, if you walk from 360 all the way up to Shopping District, it takes about, I would say, between 20 to 25 minutes or less, depending on how fast you walk, of course. And then, by River Irwell as well. We've got the 5-star Lowry Hotel here on the way. And we've also got an iconic building, which is the Beetham Tower, next to Deansgate train station. So Beetham Tower is, before 360, is one of the tallest building in the market. It is half Hilton Hotel, half residential. And 360 will be located just within 6 to 7 minutes walking distance to the Deansgate train station, which is also where Beetham Tower is located at. So very iconic area and better area to live in. So you've got better profile of tenants in this area. And going to the central, you can see Chinatown in the middle. And then we've got the sort of the Princess Street. So this is where you see more rowdy bars within the area. Rental here are relatively lower as well. And Oxford Road is closer to university, so you can see more student accommodations around here. So for our location, we are targeting young professionals. A primary school is completing next year next to it as well. So targeting professionals and young families. Very closely located near to the train station, to the CBD area, financial district area, to the leisure area, to the main shopping district as well. Very strategic location. And worth to mention as well, if you look at beyond 360, beyond the ring road at your, I would say 7 o'clock, this is also a housing development called Helms. So essentially this plot of land is connecting Helms, the neighborhood, to the city center, which is why transport are also heavily improved for this plot. Very, very strategic location. And so this location, where the Manchester Council is shaping the city center to, this will be the plot, the outline of the plot here. And it is called the Great Jackson Framework Master Plan. It's a 10 years master plan starting from 2017. So we are sort of a few years in where you can see, completed developments, schools are under construction, a commercial plot are yet to be built, but it will be completed within the next, I would say 5 to 6 years time. So as you can imagine, when these completes, it will benefit the value of your property and of course the rental rate as well. But taking a deeper look into the Great Jackson Framework Master Plan, there are different plots here for different usage. So plot C and A are for residentials, and 360 Elizabeth Tower, the Blade Victoria residence, they are all located in plot C. Plot B and E are for commercial use, so likely grade A offices, shopping centers available as well. F, D, and E are more to partial residential or mixed developments, I would say, in this area. And this is something I would like to share with everyone here as well. This is an actual resolution passed by the Manchester City Council. As you can see, the date is dated in September 2017. So this is where this Great Jackson Framework started for 10 years. So I've highlighted some of the points to look at. I've actually just put in 2-pager here. For those who are keen to have the whole copy, do reach out after. I'll share the copy with you so you can have a look at the improvement being done in this area. But for the Great Jackson Framework plot, this is strategically located to connect the Helms area even the First Street area, as you can see here, to the city center. So it's a gateway to the city center. So the whole idea is to create a thriving and sustainable city with world-class residentials and also commercial buildings in the area. So this is also to support the population growth in Manchester, especially with all the peoples moving from London to Manchester. It is to fill the gap for the supply and demand for rental properties. A very well-connected neighborhood in proximity of the plot, so close to CBD, train station, leisure area neighborhood as well, as we mentioned earlier. There will be schools and nurseries that's being developed here. On this page, you can see plans for schools to be built here, but as we speak today, the school is already under construction. It is located just beside the Blade and targeted to complete in September 2023, with nurseries being built as well. So, this is an area that is the current priority regeneration area for the Manchester Council. So very, I would say, a very competitive advantage as you enter into this plot. And on the plot, the triangle plot that we see earlier, this is the mock-up image of it. So it is called the skyscraper district as well. As you can see for the location, we've got Victoria Residence here. So this Victoria Residence is 21-story tall. So this is the one that's completed in November 2020. And then Elizabeth Tower is located just beside it. Both towers are connected. So this is actually one development, one project, two towers, sister towers. So Elizabeth Tower is completed Q1 2022 earlier this year, also fully sold out. Beside Elizabeth Tower and also in between the Blade and the Elizabeth Tower, we've got a Crown Street Primary School. Now, Crown Street Primary School has confirmed to be a 2- and 3-story tall with a garden on top of the school. So this is located just between both towers. We've got the Blade here. So the Blade is completing Q3 next year, 90% sold at the moment, with some 1-beds and 3-beds and penthouses available. And of course, what's available today will be 360. So 360 is located beside the Blade. It will be a circular tower building, 1, 2, 3 beds available for you to consider as well. And so this will be plot A. So beside it will be commercial plot. Now, commercial plot has yet to be established now, but this will be great offices, shopping amenities available. Later on, I'll share with you the actual video of the site to also see the what's happening currently on the actual site in Manchester. And on the position of these 4 towers, we've got the Blade here. And then the school is actually in between both buildings, and 360 is located here. So as you can see, certain units here, I would say 05, 06 are facing the Castlefield, the premium leisure area. 07 will be facing the city center. So anything beyond level 21 for 360 will not be blocked here. In the middle here, this is confirmed to be a park. So a park for the residents with some landscaping as well. So very beautiful site. And then on the other side here, this will be 01, 02, 010. So this will be facing the Great Jackson framework. So basically greeneries, open view as well. For those who are in the midst of selecting units, as I will know some of my clients are selecting units currently, do get in touch. I'll share with you the views and the position of different units here. And here we have Victoria Residence for you to have a look. So these are completed units. Specification for Victoria Residence, Elizabeth Tower, the Blade 360 are very similar. Amenities as well. So very good reference to how they may look like. So please enjoy the tour. Entrance to the lobby here. So we've got 24/7 concierge waiting area, and this is going into Victoria Residence. On the left, we've got the meeting room, private meeting room, and then private dining area as well. And this is going to the big lobby here. This is the sample 2-bedroom available. into the Beacon Tower, as you can see there, and facing the city center here now. All the kitchen appliances these are included, so it doesn't come with loose furniture, but it is readily tenanted on NO. So all the bathrooms are also fully equipped. This is a two-bed, two-bath unit. So from what you see, that would be a perch window, actually quite rare in Singapore. This is to allow ventilation. The mailbox area. So these are private meeting rooms and private dining area where you can book, open up, close up for events as well. A lounge area. So residents are free to use these amenities. Got a very nice sort of private kitchen area as well, where you can host gatherings, events. And here I've got the actual site construction update as of March 2022. So this, as we can see in front of us, will be the blade, building part blade, and on the left we've got Edinburgh Tower. And behind there you can see Victoria Residence. So this will be the plot for 360 circular tower building. Following is done, so once the level goes up, this is fairly quick. Completion is in Q4 2024 for 360. Very nice full glass buildings here. I hope these videos will add more value to you to actually have a look at, the actual construction site, the sort of surroundings around it as well, and the specifications, how the internal look like, key information for 360 for those who are keen to find out more. Completion date for 360 is at Q4 2024. So all four towers actually complete sort of a year after each other to cater for the demand as well. 360 is 51-story tall with residential floors from level 2 to level 48. We've got penthouses on top, 48 to 51. The service charge is estimated to be £2.75 per square feet, including insurance at 0.5 pence per square feet. And this is payable annually, so once a year. The ground rent is at 0.1%. Capped at £500 per annum, 10-year structural warranty included, and one of the major, preference for these towers is that they are at a very rare tenure at 990 years leasehold, minimum of 950 years leasehold. So most buildings in the market, I would say, are at 250 years leasehold for the UK. So this is quite a rare leasehold here. 3 basement levels accommodating private car park spaces, and the apartment ceiling height is at 2.4 meter floor to ceiling. Features amenities, we've got public park located at ground floor. So this is between 360 and Victoria Residence. We've got a public park there. We've also got a podium terrace connecting between the Blade and 360. So we've got some courtyards in between both towers, and this is located on level 2 of both towers. So opening of the resident lounge of both towers. Primary school is located at the ground level in between Elizabeth Tower and the Blade, so walking distance to the primary school. So once the school is completed, the demand for tenants, as you can imagine, will be much higher as well. We've got a very large gymnasium in 360 with a separate studio, a sauna steam room as well. Live work lounge area. I think as more people are also working partially from home these days, these live work lounge area and private booth, these are very attractive features for the tenants. And if we take a sample floor plan of 360, this is based on a typical floor plan. The green units are 1 bedrooms and the blue units are 2 bedrooms. So we've got 10 units per floor. So 2 beds, 2 bath, 1 bedroom are very highly demanded as well for rental, especially for Victoria residents. As you can see, all the 1 beds are rented, within 3 weeks of handover. So it definitely 1 and 2 beds, I would say, are sort of targeting the mass market, the rental mass market. 3-bedroom penthouses, we do target sort of like management, families from management employees moving to Manchester. And penthouses are also quite popular for self-use. And on a higher floor, we've got 2-bedroom lux and 3-bedroom. So 2-bedroom lux are bigger size 2-bedroom. So this will be good for larger families to rent, as well as for self-use. We've got 3 bedrooms as well, and these are located above level 40. Yep, so owning a unit on the skyscraper district, definitely good to have a very good view on higher floor levels. Total 441 apartments. Consisting of 1, 2, 3 bedroom and penthouses. Payment plan for 1, 2, 3 bedroom differs. So for 1 bedroom, it is a £5,000 reservation once you confirm a unit with £495 admin fee. Once this is paid, this is to secure the unit, non-refundable as well. And then we go into the contract of exchange. So that will take about a month's time. And then your 30% is due. So 30% is payable to your solicitor. So that will be your initial outlay, 30% plus 5,000 deposit. On completion, your 70% minus the 5,000 deposit paid will be due on completion, in this case, Q4 2024. For 2, 3 bedroom, it is then 20% down payment on contract exchange and 80% less 5,000 deposit on completion. And as we can take a look into the costing, I believe this is something worth to share as well for investor. This is based on a 1-bedroom unit on level 30. Level 30, unit 7, 575 square feet. So we are looking at a projected rental yield of 1,003 per month. In terms of running costs, 3 running costs are involved here, as mentioned earlier. So management fee, this includes renting the property for you, rent collection as well. So this is at 10% plus VAT. And you've got your ground rent at 0.1% of your property price, payable once per year. And your maintenance fee payable per square feet per annum as well. So your net returns, you are looking at between 4 to 5% net returns realistically. And on the payment schedule, purchasing costs, I would say your purchasing costs will be your stamp duty and also your solicitor fee. And on payment schedule, so when you purchase a unit, when you confirm unit is £5,000, your 30% is then due 28 days from reservation date, so roughly about a month from your reservation date. And your legal fees between £1,500 to £2,000. So these three costs will be your initial outlay needed eminently, I would say. And your stamp duty and your balance amount will be due on completion, which is in Q4 2024. And for the stamp duty, it is tiered by amount. So we are looking at an average of 6 to 8%, depending on your property price. And going to mortgage as well, for mortgage options, I think a lot of investors are wanting to know about getting a mortgage from UK. Yes, you can get a mortgage for UK property, ideally from a UK bank as well. So UK bank are fairly welcoming for foreign loans as a guideline, maximum of 75% loan to value. Interest rates between 3 to 4%, depending on your terms, up to 30 years tenure. And one thing different for UK mortgage is that the earliest you can apply will be 6 months before property completion. Ideally, 3 to 4 months before completion will be good. And basically, UK bank, they look at high consistent income. They don't look at your debt ratio outside of UK. For those who are keen to find out more, we do have mortgage brokers who can assist as well. So do get in touch if you're keen to explore this portion further. And here I've got a mortgage calculator of the HSBC website. So I'm basing on annual income of £50,000. So approximately, I would say close to 100,000 Singapore dollars per annum. Only one applicant, and based on a £300,000 property. So this is on a 1-bedroom unit. And, we are looking at a loan to value of 70% here, considering the deposit paid of £90,000. Again, for those who are keen, do feel free to search for this link, or I can send you this mortgage calculator link as well for you to sort of explore around. And last but not least, for webinar attendees today, I'm delighted to offer a £5,000 discount on StarBuy units. So for those who are keen to find out more whether you're initially wanting to research or you're keen to invest in a unit here, do get in touch with me. My email is at lucas.chong@selectproperty.com to request for full investment details for 360 Manchester. Well, that marks the end of the webinar. I hope it is useful and insightful for you. For those who have been looking at Manchester and on the area, I hope the videos will give you a better insight on how they look like, the current rental market as well. And, of course, for those who are keen, get in touch and we can discuss from there. Thank you for joining me, and have a good evening ahead.